Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the place to watch some more Daniel. Thanks for popping in. Now, today we need to talk about something absolutely crazy, all right? And that is DeepSeek. If you're kind of tuned in to the economic side of the world or the tech bro side of things, then you probably have been watching as DeepSeek has absolutely destroyed OpenAI, NVIDIA, all right? I'm talking about total knockout, all right? Absolutely no mercy. They've just destroyed NVIDIA, okay? But the question is, if you haven't been tuned into that side of things, what is DeepSeek? Well, it's basically ChatGPT, but it has a cute whale. And it's Chinese. Now, is that actually something that you should be concerned about? Well, you definitely should keep it in mind. The reason China raises so many red flags, apart from being just an outside country to the US and probably not having their best interests at heart, just like we don't have China's best interests at heart, is that China's government works a little bit differently than the United States, okay? It's not like full-on Stalin mode, full-on communist mode. There are private corporations in China, but the government does have more control over those corporations than the American government would have over American corporations, right? So theoretically, it is possible that the Chinese government can ask a Chinese corporation for data, for its users' data, and the Chinese corporation would have to comply. Now, I do think that that's not the only reason that this app is getting so much attention, just because it's related to China. I really think that a lot of the attention is coming from the situation with TikTok that happened recently. Now, I know even if you don't know about DeepSeek, I know you know about what happened with TikTok, all right? Everybody was freaking out. It was about to get banned, and then the ban day came, and they took themselves down for about 12 hours until they put themselves back up, and now they're back. But they're not on the App Store, and they're still technically banned, and it's kind of weird, okay? But in that 12 hours before they actually were offline in the United States, there was another app that started gaining a lot of attention, okay? A little app called Rednote. Now, this app was really gaining attention because the whole thing with the US government is that they wanted to ban TikTok because it was owned by a Chinese company. And Rednote was also just straight up owned by a Chinese company. So a lot of TikTok users were like, you know what, American government, screw you. You want to take my app away, my favorite app away, just because it's owned by a Chinese government and you're worried about our data being sold to China. But you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and sign up for a Chinese app and give my data to the Chinese government willingly. All right, that's just what I'm going to do. And I feel like that sentiment and that kind of like emotion has really carried over into this situation with DeepSeek. So this app has been getting a lot of attention, and trust me, I am not exaggerating when I say a lot of attention. This app, as you can see, was launched onto the App Store on January 20th, all right? So it's only been on the App Store for about 10-ish days or so, okay? And for about 5 days at this point, it's already been the #1 app. If you go on your iPhone right now and you check the App Store, that app is #1 on the App Store, okay? DeepSeek is the #1 app, all right? Now, where is all this attention coming from? Surely it can't just be from the fact that it's owned by China and everyone's still fresh off of the whole TikTok situation, right? Well, probably not. That's probably not where most of the attention this app is coming from. Now, it's time to put on our big boy shoes, all right? We're logging off of Twitter. We're logging off of TikTok, all right? We're going to start taking a look at the economy, all right? The stock market, real adult stuff. Most of the attention that's coming to this app is because of a crazy, unbelievable statistic, really just how unbelievable the app is in general. It is just as good as ChatGPT by all rights, right? Everyone using it is saying that it's just as good, it's just as fast, if not better than ChatGPT, okay? And the crazy part is, it's so much cheaper than ChatGPT was. The number that they're giving out, how much this app costs to train, $5.6 million. Now, most estimates will put ChatGPT 4 at around $50 to $100 million. Now, that is a crazy gap, all right? I don't know how DeepSeek was able to lap ChatGPT 20 times over, all right? If I lapped you in Mario Kart 20 times over, that would be really, really embarrassing for you. So needless to say, things are a little bit embarrassing for ChatGPT and OpenAI right now. Now, when big news like this happens, it usually does have an effect on the stock market. And so you can imagine there definitely was an effect. In fact, NVIDIA, which is the company that produces the graphics cards that are used to train these AI models and power the training behind these AI models, actually broke a record on the stock market the other day, Monday, January 27th. But probably not the record you're thinking, okay? It actually broke the record, as you can see here, for the biggest single day loss of any private company in history ever. This company lost $600 billion with a B, all right, a valuation in a single day, breaking all records. And you can see here that the S&P 500 lost 1.5%, while the NASDAQ lost even more at 3% just in one day, those are just absolutely crazy numbers, okay? So I'm hearing about all this stuff, and I decide to start looking into it, thinking there's just going to be more crazy information to find, and things are only going to get crazier from here. You might be surprised to hear that it was not the case. A lot of these things are actually pretty overinflated. First of all, it's pretty important to note that the cost of DeepSeek is probably a lot higher than just that 5.6 million number. Now, I'm not saying it was the same price. It probably was definitely cheaper to make than OpenAI's ChatGPT was, all right? I'm not denying that. But you have to keep in mind that all of these figures are not fully public, okay? We don't actually have access to all the figures behind, Google's Gemini or OpenAI's ChatGPT or even this new one, DeepSeek, okay? We don't really know for sure what the actual hard numbers are and have them like an itemized bill of all these things to know where the money's going and how much it costs to do things. So that's one thing. Now, what about the stocks? All right. On Monday, they absolutely plummeted, lost basically all their value, right? Biggest stock crash in history for any single stock. Well, what do they look like literally the next day? As you can see here, Nvidia is already almost halfway bounced back, almost halfway recovered, gaining back 44% of the equity it lost. So, sure, it took a very, very big hit, but it didn't take long for it to start climbing back up, and it climbed back up fast. And as you can see here, other companies like Apple have made out positive from this whole scenario. So it's not like every single company took some massive hit that they're never going to recover from. What's the takeaway from the situation? Well, I would say the first and the main takeaway is cool, a new chatbot, a new AI chatbot. Competition drives companies to work harder to put out better content, all right, to put out a better product. And the main thing that a company can do that will actually improve the lives of you and me is putting out a better product. The better their product, the happier we are, right? So with more competition, we're probably going to see better products come out in the future. That's probably overall a good thing for us. The other big takeaway that I want you guys to go home with is to just be a little bit more cautious about what you believe when you see it, especially when it comes to breaking news stories like this, all right? Now, I was seeing crazy numbers all over the place about DeepSeek costing $5 million to make, ChatGPT costing hundreds of millions, $1 billion to make, right? I even saw this chart here saying that the newest version of ChatGPT cost over $1 billion to make. That's absolutely crazy. That's just an insane number, okay? The only problem is there is not a single shred of evidence to back this up. We literally have a trust me bro as the source for this chart. Now, with all that being said, the real lesson that I want you guys to take away from this whole situation is that when it comes to breaking news stories like these, especially stuff you're seeing on social media as things are really developing, really starting to happen, it's really just best to wait for more information to come out, all right? Wait for as much information to come out as possible so that you can make an unbiased, fully formed, and well-reasoned opinion. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you the next time some crazy, mind-blowing news event happens. Peace.